This podcast is not for the weak-minded or easily offended. You're listening to the Ranting with Ramos podcast. This episode, as always, contains language that may not be suitable for all listeners. Let's go.
All about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning star. Paper
Welcome everyone to another episode of Ranting with Ramos. I'm your host, Jose Ramos. How's everyone doing today? I got the return of my little brother, Charlie. Charlie, how you doing?
Good. How's everyone doing?
Good. So we decided to come back on here just to go over like all the shit that's been happening in the news, all these distractions that are coming up, all these fucking supposed racial tensions and shit that keep occurring and shit in the news. The main one that you know comes to mind is the George Floyd, the fucking, you know,
the verdict.
The verdict. What I was thinking was like for sure it was a slam dunk that fool was gonna walk. The cop was gonna walk simply because of the fucking the evidence, you know, that they had, and they're trying to say that the trial was mainly like that the whole fucking the police department was racist and shit, and that America's racist and it's a fucked up, you know. So, but they couldn't prove that. They couldn't prove that it was done because of racism, you know.
They can't. They can't. It seems like the case first went through the court of public opinion rather than the him getting due process in the court of law. You know, if people were more concerned about the ramifications of the verdict, rather than the actual facts that were presented.
Yeah,
you know,
like, it seems like people, they were trying really, really hard to prevent it, and even like Maxine Waters was saying like, "If we fucking lose, you guys need to loot and do all this shit."
Because they wanted murder. They were not gonna accept anything less than murder.
Yeah,
like they wanted murder one as a verdict. They didn't get that.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck, like for sure. I was like, damn, dude, like I strongly felt that he was gonna walk or just get a slap on the wrist. I didn't think this was gonna happen where they got him on all those fucking charges and shit, you know, especially with no evidence, you know, like all you saw was this fool having his knee on the back of his shoulder
blade. It was like he was alternating.
Yeah, it wasn't even on there. But so I was like, what the fuck? Because I was like, damn, if he's free, there's gonna be riots and shit. So I think they probably did it to prevent the riots, you know.
Yeah, just like the OJ trial too. Yeah. Also, they let him walk free because you know you're coming off the Rodney King murders and stuff like that. So they didn't want that to happen to the community, and that's why OJ is free. And now he's in jail for life for robbery.
Yeah. So they ended up getting his ass.
Like, no, we're getting you down the road, motherfucker.
Yeah. They set him up that someone had his memorabilia, so they broke into the fucking place and shit. So they got him on that. So eventually he ended up paying for it, you know?
Yeah.
He's still there and shit. Fucked up. But, you know, like, a big piece of evidence that they found was, those fucking fentanyl pills.
Yeah.
They found fentanyl pills in the police cruiser. 6 months later, they never, DNA? How the fuck did you not see that, you know? So they went back, they saw that. So that's evidence he was under the influence of 3 times the amount that would kill a human being. And that's what he was on. And
fentanyl. Because what fentanyl does, it's given to people like after surgery and shit like that. So what it does, it suppresses your respiratory system. Oh, so shit. They said I saw a picture of the amount of fentanyl that you need in your system to die, and it was specks. Yeah, specks of fentanyl. So this guy being he was having some type of psychotic episode as well. So being stressed out, him being his respiratory system being very constricted, for the lack of a better word. And that's what happened. He had an overdose, a massive overdose.
And then prior to them even fucking getting that fool on the ground, the body cam, the recording I heard is like, I can't breathe.
Because he swallowed a bunch of they said like an 8-ball of just shit. Because you could hear like, I ate too much drugs, and he put me on the floor. Okay, we're gonna put you on the floor. And
Yeah,
shit.
but you know what? Even though when he was handcuffed, that fool was still fucking resisting this
He's
shit.
still resisting,
you know?
yeah.
But that's crazy because that fucking drug is a depressant. You know, it you know, it's not a suppressant where you're gonna get all hyped up like cocaine and shit. But who knows what other fucking shit was in the system? You know, because I mean, he wants them to put him on the ground. He's on the ground. He's handcuffed, but he's still fucking resisting and shit. And people don't understand that. Hey, the cops don't want to get fucking spat on or bit and shit like that. You know, so I mean, pretty much like if he just fucking lays there, he's cool. Yeah. But you rarely see that shit. You know,
they played on the public's emotions, right?
Yeah.
When they played the clip of him for calling for his mama.
Yeah.
He wasn't calling for his mom. He was his bitch or his whatever. No, she's white.
Oh, she was white. Damn.
So that's his affectionate nickname for her, Mama.
Oh shit!
So he was referring to her rather than to his mother.
It. Yeah.
So I mean, it's fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
it's fucked up,
like, dude. And, you know, and then the fucked up thing is like, you know, our people and shit, they're like, oh yeah, you know, they got all into it and shit too. Like, oh yeah, he better. Yeah. And they're all like posting it. The cop got what he deserved. This is what you get. You're gonna be in jail.
It has nothing to do with us.
It has nothing to do with us, you know. But sadly, they celebrate them more than they celebrate us, or what happens to us. They don't give a fuck about it. But whenever it happens to them, I guess because you know it's a popular thing to do. They see it on TV. It's cool to Black Lives Matter. It's cool to fucking rest in peace George Floyd. And what ended up happening was people don't even fucking know this fool. He fucking held a pregnant Latina woman at gunpoint. So that doesn't piss you off. You think that's fine? This guy's a fucking career criminal, dude, and people are celebrating him as a fucking hero.
What do they call him? They call him a fucking
a martyr.
Dude, or what? Mark Dice calls him Fentanyl Floyd or Saint Floyd.
Yeah, he's a fucking saint for that, you know. The funny thing is, Pelosi went on. You hear what she fucking said?
He sacrificed himself.
Thank you, George Floyd, for dying and sacrificing yourself. Like, no, what the fuck? You think he wanted to fucking die? He probably didn't know he was gonna die because he had all those fucking drugs. But you know, like, come on, how the fuck can you say? And nothing happens because she turned it into like a fucking. Everyone's so fucking brainwashed and stupid that she was able to fucking insult his family and saying thank you for dying. How the fuck would? It's not like he's a hero. What the fuck did he die of? Did he save some people that were fucking burning in a fucking house? And thank you for what the fuck did he do?
He fucking. I mean, depending on how you want to see, he went out like like criminals do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So the thing is too, where they're turning it into, because at the end it all makes sense because it's the narrative, like it's anti-cops. Like, you know, someone was saying too, like, you know, that Black Lives Matter lady, that she bought those fucking houses
founder,
and shit. The founder, she won those fucking houses. They're trying to investigate her and shit. And like, they're saying too, like, Black Lives Matter is not even for the black people. It's only for they only count if Black Lives Matter only if they're taking at the hands of a police officer or a white person.
Or
that's the only time that Black Lives Matter. But when you get the black on black crime and they're killing each other, they don't give a fuck.
We don't care about it.
We don't care about it. Because it doesn't make headlines.
It's not politically expedient.
Yeah. So I think what the main thing they're trying to do, and this is all the left and fucking Sleepy Joe, because they want to take the guns, right? So they take citizens, you know, like good citizens' fucking guns, right? They take our guns, they take all that shit, right? The criminals are still gonna have the fucking guns, right?
Yes, illegally.
So that's what they're fucking that's what they're trying to do. And also they're doing that. They're also defunding the police. A lot of police officers, I think it was like 10 of them in back east. They just fucking resigned, dude. They fucking resigned because like, I'm over here trying to save people's lives and shit, and we're the fucking criminals. We're the fucking the bad guys and shit. You know, when they're actually policing. And what's gonna happen is that's what they want. They want there to be less police, so the crime is fucking higher, and which is what's happening.
But I mean, the average black family, they want the police to stick around.
They do.
You know, it's I don't know, man. I think because of social media, all this shit has gotten worse, man. Because I mean, you're talking about social media, essentially the people that can't. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's social media is like a drug for people that for the most part can't communicate with people physically. You know what I mean? Like people that should not be heard are being heard.
They have a platform.
And this is a big swath of people, man, that are pieces of shit, man, that in a crowd would just be just an average person, but since they have this platform, they get to spew whatever's on their fucking mind, and it's very hateful.
That's true.
You know, they say that that the conservatives and people on the right, that their rhetoric's really hateful, but what they're actually espousing, it's fucking crazy. It's very hateful, right? And that's infecting other people, man. Other people who want to be, oh my God, like look at all these views this person got for posting this shit. Let me do the same thing, and it's fucked up.
And
man.
it just keeps going and going.
It keeps going. It's like it's a pissing contest to see who could feel more.
Yeah, and then the what we see on TV, which is like where they're showing that all black people hate cops and shit. It's just
That's
a little
true.
bit of a fucking of people that actually feel like that. But that's what they're fucking bringing to the forefront.
Yeah.
So it becomes a narrative, you know. But everyone, dude, even not just because you're black or because you're Mexican, and something happens to someone in your race, you're gonna fucking hate the cops. No, you need the fucking cops.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like to me, like all these, the Trayvon Martins, the George Floyds, all those people who have died. I mean, like to me, they don't mean anything. Because I don't think like the average person, right? I mean, I see. I mean, they did something wrong. Yeah. It's unfortunate that they killed them, but I mean, it's that's how they chose to go out.
Yeah, but see, because we understand, and just like many other smart people understand that you live by the sword, you die by the fucking sword. You know what I mean? Like you know what you're getting into if you're gonna fuck around and fuck with cops and kill people and have guns. What the fuck's gonna happen? You know what I mean? And the people that are really the crazy motherfuckers understand that because like, oh, well, hey, fuck it. It is what it is, dog. Like, but now if an innocent person gets shot for no reason, it's a different fucking story.
That's totally different, yeah.
No history, nothing. He wasn't resisting. Even with us, like they're trying to twist our fucking how we see our views on things. Like that kid was like Toledo,
Adam Toledo.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I saw, I keep seeing like a drawing of him and shit, right? And then I looked into it and I kept seeing more, and they were saying that he got shot. He put his hands, semi up to his chest, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck, he got shot." I didn't see shit because I wanted to look more into it, so I didn't post nothing about it. So I looked more into it. And then, it turns out he was hanging out with an adult, and they were shooting into a fucking intersection, right? No. And then they actually showed the fucking police footage, the cam, the body cam, and they show him, as he turns, he has his fucking hand on the gun because he's gonna toss it. The cop sees that he has the fucking gun and he fucking shoots him. And now everyone's like, oh, why did he shoot him? Dude, he had a fucking gun. What is a fucking 13-year-old kid doing at 3 a.m. with a fucking gun hanging out with some guy? You know what I mean? Realistically.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
And the smart people are going to see that. They're not going to turn it into what the media wants it to be, which is like, oh, cops are fucking killing everybody at an alarming fucking rate, except their own. But, so when I saw it, I was like, fuck, I didn't post anything against it or for it. But it's like, I know what the truth is, and I know that had I be in that situation, I'd be like, well, fuck it. He shouldn't have had a fucking gun. He shouldn't have been out there. Yeah. Like my kids are going to be out somewhere at fucking 3 a.m. hanging out with a fucking adult.
Fuck no.
And the main root of this shit, whether it be black, white, but because there's fucking rednecks, there's fucked up people and everywhere. But the root of this is at home, the parenting.
Exactly,
or lack thereof. And that's why this happens because, like, I mean, if your kids, like my kids know not to fucking be out at 3 a.m. without my fucking consent.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to let my kids be out there.
I don't think they dream about being up at those hours.
That's the main fucking problem.
Yeah.
Had that kid not been out there with a fucking gun, he would probably still be alive.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or who knows? Maybe later on in the future, maybe something worse would happen. But we don't know that. But I just know that had he had a better upbringing, that wouldn't have happened. Yeah. It would have been something else.
Because I mean, I did some research as far as his case, and I went through a lot of articles, and I don't think he had a father. Fuck. It's just it was his mother. So I mean, there you go. I mean, that's part of that's Adam Toledo. He just joined a statistic, man. Yeah. And that's very unfortunate. Man. It's very unfortunate.
That's a fucked up club to be a part of. But sadly, I think it's gonna keep happening because that's what they fucking want. They want, or they'll just nitpick and fucking look. Like for example, another case that I saw, and this is all shit in the news. You guys can look it up yourselves. Maybe some people disconnect themselves, like personally it is the news because it's what they're telling us, but I didn't get this information from the television. I got it from social media, from looking at videos, articles and shit like that. So I'm not saying I got it from the news, so I'm looking at it from different angles. So the other case that I saw, which is what was her name? I know her last name was Bryant.
Micaiah or something.
Micaiah Bryant.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that video. It's two black African American, teenage females, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're fighting, and I think one of them, the one in the pink jumpsuit, ends up falling to the floor. And Micaiah's father, he's a foster parent, he kicks the girl in the pink in her head while she falls, and as she comes up, the girl in the pink is which is a victim. She has her back against the car, and so all of a sudden the footage from the cops' fucking body cam shows when he jumps off. He's like, hey, all of a sudden he sees that Micaiah pulls out a knife, a fucking, those kitchen fucking knives, pulls out a fucking kitchen knife. He sees that. He says numerous times, get down, right? He fucking, all of a sudden, boom, he unloads on her 4 times, right? And the fucking foster dad's like, oh, you killed my baby.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, dude, if one of my kids has a fucking knife like that, I'm gonna go up to him and take the fucking knife away, try to stop him and shit. You know what I mean? It's like he fucking joined in on the fucking melee.
Exactly,
he joined in on the fucking violence. So, he was fucking kicking the little girl in the head. So that means he would have been okay with her fucking stabbing her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so this cop came and essentially saved this little black girl's life. That's fucked up. And now he's the enemy and shit. Like, and then I saw a video of a little girl saying, man, why he didn't have to shoot her? He could have fucking tased her. Like, come on, that shit ain't gonna work. Or, dude, it's a split second. So what would happen? Let's say that the little girl would have fucking stabbed her in the neck, right? Oh, the fucking cops came, but they didn't fucking shoot.
It's the cops' fault.
Because it's the cops' fault because it's 2 black people. They let them fucking kill themselves and shit. So it's like either way they're fucked. So that explains why the cops don't even want to do their fucking job anymore, dude. Or like, for example, back in August, me and my son went to 7-Eleven and we were leaving. All of a sudden we started fucking hearing some yelling and we saw the cops and we went back and we were checking it out. And there was a disgruntled black dude who was a blood and shit. And he was like yelling and saying that the Asian dudes fucked him up and this and that. He's like cussing at the cops like, fuck y'all motherfuckers, blah, blah, blah. Y'all wouldn't do this. He's like getting in their face, dude. There's about 8 cops. The sad part about it is, all of a sudden you see a bunch of fucking phones just recording the incident. They're just waiting for the fucking cops to shoot him or do something to him, right? So the cops, by seeing that, they can't even do their job properly, right? So they're talking to this guy, and then one of the cops, he was Asian. I think he was the main cop, and he's like, look, we just want to help you. We don't want nothing happening. He's like, what? What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me? He's like, what kind of thing is that to say to a black man in America? He flipped it on that shit already of the card, right? So next thing you know, what ends up happening is, I told Noah, let's get the fuck out of here. Ain't nothing going to happen. They ain't going to do shit, So we're leaving, and as we're leaving, the cops just fucking all of a sudden, it's like they're synchronized. They just start walking backwards. They keep taking a foot backwards. They walk away. He's like, yeah, fuck y'all. I told y'all, motherfucker, y'all gonna do nothing. So it's like, I told Noah, like, look, dude, like, this just happened, and like, they give this fool the power to think he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Now he can go fuck with somebody, and because they didn't do shit to him. You know what I mean? He's disturbing the peace. He's being violent. He's getting in the face. But because of what's happening now, they can't even police. They can't even do their fucking job properly.
They're scared. I mean, there's record, as far as applications to police departments are record low, man, and people do not want to be police officers. Yeah. Because because at the end of the day, you're going to be thrown in jail for doing your job.
Your job, yeah.
And it's really fucked up. But I mean, what I've been noticing is, articles like, oh, look at this, it's a black American writer or shit like that. So, they're so talented. They are talented, but the way I'm seeing it is that they're seeing the black Americans as inferior.
Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm seeing is like, oh, well, like this black person, oh my God, they have to be celebrated because they can't do this.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's certain comics that are Mexican American comics. They're like, nah, don't call me that shit. I'm just a fucking comic. Why do I have to be a Mexican American comic? And I understand that because that's like saying, like, motherfucker, I could be up there too. You don't have to say. It's like saying he's Mexican, but he's good enough to be a comic. We're gonna say who he is. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Just like like I wouldn't want to be called. This guy's a fucking Mexican American author. Like, nah, he's a fucking this author, fucking Jose Ramos and shit. Yeah, you're right. That
has nothing to do with anything.
But they don't see that. To them, they make it seem so they understand it as like they're being celebrated.
No, they're not though.
But they're not
though.
because you're saying
They're
like,
not.
look, he's an author, but he's black. That's what they're really saying,
yeah.
you know?
Because if you're an author and you fucking write a good fucking book, what does your ethnicity matter?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter,
It
dude.
doesn't matter, dude.
It's what you've written, what's on those fucking pages. That's what matters, dude. You know?
Yeah.
And this is what I'm seeing. It looks like you're warning them because you think they're inferior, and they're not, man.
Yeah.
Blacks are not inferior.
Yeah, there's no
man.
need to
one
know
is.
what
No one
fucking
is.
race, what fucking
Exactly,
race it is.
dude.
It really isn't.
You know? I mean, it's fucked up, man.
But you know what? Because what they're doing now is that they're trying to make every fucking thing about race. Everything's fucking race. Race. Fucking, you're a racist. If you don't like certain things, you're a fucking racist. Even I could be a fucking racist by saying what I said right now about the kid, that the kid had a fucking gun and he got shot. I could be a fucking racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not. People who are smart and intelligent are going to look through the bullshit and see, you know, and hopefully people, usually people that listen, they have an open mind and they understand, like, trust me, I'm not fucking against my race. I'm one of them fucking most fucking patriotic Americans. I'm Mexican Americans. You know, I'm down for my for my race.
But I mean, like, you're not against any race.
I'm not against any fucking race. I want everybody to come up. You know,
exactly.
like, it's crazy, dude. Like, if I was against like other races, like I would have listened to fucking. I listen to hip hop too. I would hate that shit, but I listen to that shit too.
Yeah.
I listen to everything. Fucking different kind of foods. I watch fucking black movies because I don't see it. Like, oh, that's a fucking.
You don't see
black
it that
movie.
way, no.
Oh, that's a good fucking movie. Let's fucking watch it.
Exactly.
You know,
It's a good movie. The actors are good. You're not singling them out because of the race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, but I mean, like, I think, the powers that be want to destabilize everything,
Yeah.
right? They want to see the United States crumble.
See, but when it does come to, for example, a movie that's starring nothing but Mexican Americans and stuff like that, I do make an effort to support it 100%.
Yeah.
Because there isn't so much of us represented on television
At all.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I make a conscious effort to support anything to do with my race, you know? That's the only time when I do see race is because I want to support my race.
Yeah.
But as far as like picking whether I'm going to watch this fucking movie or not watch it because of a black actor or a fucking white person, because the white people are fucking oppressing me, supposedly, it's like, I wouldn't, what the fuck are you going to watch? You're not going to watch anything because there's a bunch of races on television.
You know, I mean, when you watch a movie or anything like that, do you feel like, oh my God, like my race or my ethnicity is, we're not represented enough? Do you feel that way?
No, because I think so. Even though that is the case, I don't dwell on that and I don't think about that, because if your race isn't represented, then you should fucking do about it and make that. And that's why, like I said, whenever I see us, I support it, and we have the power to do our own fucking
Make
shit.
your own
We just have
content,
to, like, why the fuck are we relying on fucking, you know, Hollywood and white America, when we have the money, we have the means, we have the people to write our own shit, to make our own shit, you know? You know, for example, let's say this whole podcast fucking thing. Like, I'm doing this shit by myself. No one's fucking helping me. And you just got to start somewhere and just keep going and see where it takes you. You have your fucking audience, the people that are going to listen to it. And maybe eventually more and more people do it. And so you can't be like, oh, fucking, nah, that mentality is not good.
Yeah.
If, you know,
like me, if I'm watching a movie and no, I don't care if the character is Asian. I don't care if he's Black American. If I could identify with that character, I mean, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like there has to be people on TV that look like me that are part of my community. I don't feel that way, man.
Yeah, but you know, sadly, that's what they do, and people take the bait.
Yeah.
You know, like, for example, like that fucking Wakanda, what is it called, Black Panther movie, shit like that, and they do that in order for people. They're gonna make an Asian one too. With some Asian dude.
Oh, Shang-Chi. Yeah.
I mean,
nobody's gonna watch.
Yeah,
because I mean, it's not because people are racist. It's because there's not that many Asian actors out there that are popular.
Yeah,
That's
just that fool from fucking that kung fu movie. ¿Cómo se llama?
Jackie Chan.
No, not that fool.
Ip Man.
Ip Man, yeah. That guy's real fucking popular.
What's his name? Donnie something.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
That guy's a good fucking actor. That's pretty much the only ones that fucking know him and Jackie Chan. You're right. But you know what? But their people, they back themselves. Well, especially right now. Before, you wouldn't really see that because they weren't really victimized like they are right now. Right now, luckily, it kind of has calmed down, or the media hasn't really fucking showed too much of it. But you know, when they were victimized, they fucking came together, dude.
The Asians.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're going about, no, they've been victimized back back in the Wild West when this was Wild West Los Angeles.
And then the fucking railroads building the railroads.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Mexicans and Asian people were lynched more than black people.
Fuck, they just don't talk about that.
Historically, like, go back and like, Wild West Los Angeles.
Yeah.
On the regular, Mexicans and Asians lynching.
Because we're the ones that were here.
Exactly.
We're the ones that were here.
Yeah, remember the United States was settled in the East.
Yeah, but the blacks didn't come over here till mainly around the 60s because they were fleeing the whole fucking racial oppression that was happening in the 60s and shit, all that. And that's why they came over here. And then also a lot more came because of the Katrina. When the Katrina happened, they fucked up all the homes. That's why you see a lot more black people here.
Yeah.
But in the United States, they only make up 13% of the population.
Yeah. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and we're talking about, you heard of critical race theory, right? They want to teach it we're teaching it in colleges, and they're teaching it at some police departments or in the military. And that's pretty much like teaching them that, if you're white, you're racist, right? And then we're talking about the Civil Rights Act movement from 1964.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, so what would you rather teach? And we came up with the answer that, the Civil Rights Act should be taught more at school rather than critical race theory, because critical race theory is just dividing people.
Yeah.
When when the Civil Rights Act, it came out of something negative, and it's something totally different than critical race theory. Yeah,
because assuming that you're gonna be fucking racist just because you're a certain fucking race, you're gonna be racist because you're white, it's fucking dumb. You're just saying that it is what it is because you're white, you're gonna be fucking racist, or because you're Mexican, you're gonna be a rapist and a fucking criminal. You're black, you're fucking lazy. You're Asian, you can't fucking drive. It's just assuming these fucking stereotypes.
Because people want to think that slavery is exclusive to the United States when that's been practiced for generations, man. You're talking about in the Arab countries Egypt. And still now. I mean, you're talking about when you talk about rich African princes that were selling their own people to the Europeans, man. And slavery is still going on. The United States was the first country to be like, you know what? This isn't right.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of it.
But you know who they say put a lot of fucking pressure on them too is Mexico. Mexico helped out, or when they try to have fucking slaves over there, a lot of them escaped to fucking Mexico.
Oh, no, but a lot of slaves came on those boats with fucking Hernan Cortés and shit like that. That's why you see a lot of coastal cities in Mexico that have their Afro-Mexicans, which is
because of that. Because of that. They came over and shit. And then also there's a picture that I saw where in the revolution there's a revolucionario with the balas and everything. There's a black dude next to him.
Yes, yeah.
They fought together. But that picture, strangely enough, that picture, fucking Instagram was taking that shit down, dude. Because they don't want people to see it. The algorithm was fucking it up because they don't want you to see that shit. They don't want to see They don't want to see the unity. So I mean, it all comes down to they want segregation, they want separation of everything, they want fucking everything to be fucking race. That's what they're showing. But I think that there's got to be a bigger fucking thing that they're distracting us from all this shit. There's always something happening behind the scenes that we don't know about, and they want to keep showing you all this shit so you stay focused on all this fucking racism, cops killing fucking people, because there's a bigger fucking thing happening. And I haven't really made too much research on it, but I know that there's conflict like fucking, in the East with like Russia and what was the other fucking place?
I'm sorry, Ukraine.
And they say fucking China has troops and fucking in Canada. So I think it's going to be, they're just going to fucking attack us.
See, because they're seeing the United States as vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
They're seeing what's going on here as far as the race relations and shit like that, which are totally fine.
Yeah.
Race relations have gone way better in the past 70 years.
Yeah.
Passing the civil rights movement, race relations have gotten way better.
Yeah.
Right? But still, prior to the civil rights movement, you're talking about like the Jim Crow eras, right? In the South, black families fared a lot better than now. Yeah. So between the early 1900s up until the 1960s, something happened. Something happened in the black community that affected them detrimentally.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Malcolm X was all about
by all means necessary,
but having black people pick themselves up.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're not dignified, but these are his words, like get their dignity back and create for themselves,
No, that
become
makes sense.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
You know,
Instead of wanting fucking
Yeah.
handouts and
Yeah.
saying reparations and
Yeah,
all this
exactly
shit,
so.
you know, it's a better message.
Yeah.
Cause that message, it's like, it makes you become fucking responsible for your own fucking
Yeah.
actions and fuck it, even if there is racism, fuck it. You know, my work ethic is more powerful. My fucking brain is more powerful than these fucking racists. You know what I mean? That would be like fuel, you know?
Yeah, because you're talking about the around the 1960s. That's when the Model Cities program came out. That was welfare,
Yeah.
right? And you know, after that, this really affected the black
That makes
community.
sense. That makes sense. Cause even in our community too, like you would see people that would have, even now, these fucking cholas keep having kids and kids and kids, and that's how they fucking make their money. You know, they don't have to work.
It's like you're in a contract with the government.
Yeah,
the government's
you keep getting
your
fucking money.
Fucking
So it affected us too.
Yeah.
But the thing is with us, like a lot of our people who have barely come from Mexico, they have that work ethic and they keep working and working.
Yeah.
So we always have more new people coming in that are
Yeah.
working and working, that are helping out with the economy and shit. But for them, it's like they're already here, and they're you know, they've been here for more generations than us. A lot of them have, you know, so they just keep, you know, next generation, but they're already here, settled, and they're still with that program with the welfare.
Yeah.
But like I said, with us, we have new people that come that can't even get welfare because they don't have any fucking papers, you know, and that's where the difference is.
But some do though.
Yeah.
Some do though, and they
can,
completely fuck the system, dude. Like you're talking about the husband. I mean, the nuclear family is there. You have the father and you have the mother and the father working and stuff like that. But the father might have a job where he's getting paid under the table, and the mom is getting welfare and getting money for the kids.
You know, I
and food
think,
and
I think my
like
mom
that.
knows someone like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then they do like a fucking swap meet side shit that they sell. So
Plus, they got those $10,000 COVID relief.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and they had the money to pay the rent, and they
weren't
refused to pay it.
Yeah, they refused to pay it.
Yeah,
They would even tell my mom. My mom's disabled. You know, she's not working, and she pays a high fucking amount of rent. Right? She pays the same amount that they pay, and they have the wife, the husband working. They get welfare and all this shit, right? And they would tell my mom, "Hey, Señora, don't fucking pay. Don't pay your rent." I was like, "No, I'm gonna pay it. If I have the money, I'm gonna pay it because no matter what, you're gonna have to pay that money.
Yeah.
So whether you don't want to pay it now, or you're gonna end up paying it later."
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember my mom would tell me that the lady was like, "Nah, we're not gonna pay. Fuck that." You know, like
while stacking that fucking money and shit.
Fuck.
But I mean, like people like that, you know, you're
fucking up the
you're
system.
fucking up the system. So I mean, you know,
They're teaching that to their kids too.
Yeah,
Their kids are gonna do the
exactly.
same fucking thing
Same
because they don't know
shit,
any
dude.
better.
And
they see easy money, they're gonna do it.
and what about Dwayne Wright? I guess this happened like 2 weeks ago. That 20-year-old that was shot. I'm not exactly sure where, but you know, he was shot by the police. So what was happening is that they pulled him over because he had expired tags, or he had stolen tags and stuff like that. So they ran his name, and he has some priors, right? He had a warrant out for his arrest for aggravated assault. You know, so aggravated assault is usually done with a firearm.
Yeah.
So they approached him. You know, at that point, when you're a police officer and you run somebody's name and it comes
that
back
comes
to,
up, it's like,
you're
that's a red flag,
Already,
dude.
that's a red flag, right?
Yeah.
So you're approaching it differently, right? So you know, they pull him over, they take him out and stuff like that. They're searching him and shit like that. They want to arrest him, and he starts, you know, trying to get back into his car, getting back to his car. So he's struggling with one officer, and there's a female officer that comes off to the side. And she starts yelling, "Taser, taser, taser!" But you could clearly see that she has her firearm
Oh shit.
on the right side, and boom, shoots him. And then she's like, "Oh my god, I shot him!"
Fuck. What a dummy.
Yeah.
But you know what? They were showing one's yellow, one is black, obviously.
Yeah.
One is plastic, one is metal. You're gonna feel the fucking difference. But I
Exactly.
mean, if you look at it and you have them both in your hand, they do look kind of similar. But one's totally fucking a lot lighter. One's fucking plastic. You know what I mean? And she's been a cop for like 16 years, right? Or something like that. So I find that kind of fucking hard to believe. Although people do make mistakes, we're not fucking machines. But that's like you know, you have someone's life, you know, in jeopardy. That you could end somebody's life. That's a stupid fucking mistake. That's a fatal mistake. You know, so that's pretty fucked up. I mean, yeah, it's fucked up. You know, it was a mistake, but she fucked up. Or maybe it wasn't a mistake. Maybe she knew what the fuck she was doing. But at the same time, had this gentleman said, "Yes, officer, no, officer," put his hands up, complied, there's no need to pull the fucking gun out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
fidgeting, you're going back and forth, I don't know about you, but if I was in that situation, I would have grabbed my fucking gun. I would have had my gun drawn, and I know that it's a fucking gun, knowing that this guy's an aggravated assault. Yeah. You know, he's got a fucking warrant. He's a dangerous individual. I'm not grabbing that motherfucking taser. But I'm gonna come out guns drawn, so I know I have a fucking gun and I have it ready, and that's it. But the moment that you see this motherfucker trying to reach in, you know, when they reach in, it's because they have a fucking gun. They want to get rid of something. Did you see the one with the lady where she was trying to get into her purse, and the hura, she's like, nah, just leave the purse on the top. She's like a black Camaro. She grabs a fucking, the cuete, shoots that motherfucker. She drives off, And she drives off.
She ended up dying.
She didn't run him over, but she shot him. And then she ended up crashing and she died because he fired back at her, I think. And she ended up fucking dying. But that kind of shit could happen, dude. And it looked as funny and goofy as it fucking looked.
Yeah.
Like, dude, she could have killed him. She ended up, dying because he fucking fired back at her. But those situations happen so fucking fast, dude. You know, there's somewhere like cops get shot in the fucking face.
That's the thing, man. I mean, like from what I was, I was watching. There's a YouTube video there's actually a channel that I subscribe to called Active Self-Protection.
Yeah.
Right. And I watch those videos and stuff like that. And this guy was saying that your firearm has to go on your side for your left dominant hand.
Oh no, it's supposed to be on your left dominant. Yeah. So if you're right-handed, you're gonna have to be on your left side. Yeah. So if you're right-handed, your taser's on your right side. Because
you're going for the taser.
Yeah,
that's always the number one option.
Always the number one option, the taser. And then if you're right-handed, then the gun goes on the left side. And I guess that way you grab the gun and you switch it over to your dominant hand and shit.
So, like officers that have been on the force for about 20 years, I mean, there's something that happens to you psychologically, right? I mean, you see fucked up shit. You see what humans are capable of, right? So, I mean, when you have a long career like that, I mean, it messes with you psychologically, right? So I think like some halfway point of a career, there should be a mental evaluation to see if the officers fit.
Yeah, that too. And then I find it really hard to believe that it was a mistake because, like, fucking, just by living your everyday life, okay? Like me, I carry my fucking phone in my right pocket and I carry my keys in my fucking left pocket. Always. I know my wallet is in my fucking right back pocket. So that's something that just becomes muscle memory in your fucking brain. You can't forget that shit. Yeah, dude. So I think she fucking did it on purpose, dude. And then the fact that she kept saying, okay, if you're saying taser, because you got that motherfucker in your hand,
yellow fucking,
and you have that shit drawn, you know that. So that shit was fucked up. That I think she did that on purpose, man. Because if you put all those factors together, where you're yelling this because you're certain that that's what you have in your hand. That's what's drawn. You've got a taser drawn, not a fucking gun. So that's fucked up. That one I could understand where they would be up in arms and shit. That one really makes a lot of sense because all the evidence is stacked against her. That's not a fucking mistake.
Every case that's come up like this since I think that Trayvon Martin, since that was the first one, right? There's always been some type of element of a physical altercation.
Yeah,
right?
But that fool wasn't even a cop. He was just some fucking disgruntled
stupid ass security guard
that had a fucking gun. And that he was a fucking cop.
They told him he was a security guard. He was guarding that complex, right? So he called and they told him, don't engage, don't follow him. He followed him.
Following him.
Yeah. So I mean, what fucking idiot, dude? But that's the case that started everything.
Did that motherfucker walk or no?
I think he did. Yeah.
But the kid didn't have a gun, did he?
I don't think he had anything. He just fought him. That's it. They got in a fight.
Yeah. See, that's fucked up because that realistically, that fool just being racist and shit. But they turn it into like that's what ignited everything. This fucking fire of racism because it took that fucking idiot to racial profile. This kid is wearing a fucking hoodie. He's black. He's in the wrong. Yeah, I mean that happens all the time. Like sometimes I'll see people in my neighborhood. I don't fucking go up to him. I just pay closer attention. Or he's a security guard. Security guards are supposed to fucking observe and report.
That's it.
This motherfucker thought he was a cop, and because of his stupid ass, there's this fucking this snowball of effects that have just fucking the snowball just getting bigger.
What you always have to do is like your elected officials. Like for example, under Biden, dude. I mean, like what he has to do is, put out a fucking message out there than rather fucking say, oh, the police officers are racist. I mean, you're stoking the fires, dude.
You're the fucking
fuel to the fire.
You're the fucking president.
You know what I mean? Like, even Trump, like, when the Charlottesville shit happened and shit like that, he said some things like, there was some good people on this side and good people on this side. He kind of fucked up right there, right? But at least he's trying to say something overall about the rioting and shit like that. But, well, Biden's not saying shit, man. He's just stoking the fires, adding more fuel to the fire. Same thing with Kamala Harris. Dude.
Yeah. And then going back to that cop that shot that saved the black girl's life that was gonna get stabbed. Fucking stupid ass LeBron James. That fool fucking.
I can't stand that motherfucker.
He's a fucking idiot, dude. He tweeted a picture of that officer, and this was like the same day that fool got fucking convicted.
Yeah.
The Floyd, the guy who killed Floyd.
You're next.
He put "you're next," and so then he got scared and he took that shit down, right? And then he put something back up. He's we gotta hold him accountable. And it's like, dude, like he's upset that this cop saved a black
exactly
life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You're upset. Like me, I don't give a fuck what race it is. I don't give a fuck if it's another Mexican person and they're trying to stab my kid. Shoot his fucking ass. You know what I mean?
I think the Adam Toledo, what happened last week or this week?
No, that should happen like a couple of months ago.
The little boy with the
happened a couple of months ago, but they barely released the footage.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, it happened months ago, dude. But they finally released it.
So I think either early last week.
Yeah.
There was one of the shootings, right?
Yeah.
So they the protesters from Black Lives Matter. There was another case where a police officer shot and killed someone, right? But a carjacker, right? But they found out that he was white. They were going to protest for him, but they found out he was white, and they stopped. They were like,
"Oh, yeah, I remember that one."
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. They thought it was black, but all of a sudden they stopped
because he was white. I mean, there's a lot of black people that I met in my life, and I do everything for them, anything for them, right? Yeah. As far as good people, right? Even people at my job, man, I get along with them great, man. You know, I'll take my shirt off their back to give it to them, dude. I mean, like I would say, like one of my I got love for them, dude. I got love for my coworkers too, man. They're cool as fuck, man.
You know, and sometimes it's not even. Sometimes they can be cooler than your own fucking race, dude.
Exactly.
Seriously, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I tell a story where when I was working at Toyota, I got into an argument with the fucking manager, and he bought like some bullshit ass Carl's Jr. And there was a black dude that used to work there, and his name was Jeremy. Cool as fuck, dude. And I was like, nah, I don't want any food, dog. So I went upstairs. I didn't want to take any of the food. Mm-hmm. He shows up. He goes, here, fool. And he had like fucking a chicken sandwich and the cheeseburger. I mean, nah, I don't want that shit, dog. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Nah, man, fuck that fool, dog. Here. Dude, there's nothing but Mexicans that work there. He's only a black dude. Nobody else went up there to take me food. He fucking took me food, dude. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck, this motherfucker's cool as fuck. That's when I was like, you know what? It don't fucking matter what fucking race. There's people that are cooler. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that right there really opened up my eyes. You know, growing up as a kid, we grew up racist and shit. But then as you become older, you see that that's not the way to be, and you make your own fucking decisions, you know. Yeah. And you could sure, there's some as you could be prejudiced and shit, but you have to be smart enough to fucking dude. Like, just because they're black, they're gonna be like that. Just because he's fucking Asian, he's gonna be like that, or white. Like, nah, dude. But what they want to do is they want everyone to think that the world really is like that. That the world really is fucking.
It's not, dude.
You know, there was a fucking. So they interviewed LeBron James because that fool. He was carrying around a fucking Malcolm X book, right? Mm-hmm. So they interviewed him. They're like, hey, like, you know, what do you think? What do you think about the book? Watch, here's a clip.
Taylor, you want to follow up? Yeah. So you're holding the autobiography of Malcolm X along with Alex Haley. I don't know how far you are into the book, but what's your biggest takeaway so far?
I kind of just started a couple days ago, but I've read and a lot of notes over the years. It's my first time actually reading this from start to finish. But just a very, very smart man. Very, very, very smart man. And basically, his words in the 60s. And,
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, man. Fucking idiot, dude.
Oh, he was black.
Yeah, dude. It's like, come on, dog.
You could tell, yeah.
They're saying that, Malcolm X actually, that he actually, spoke about somebody like him. He actually fucking spoke about someone that would be like him, and I wish I would have fucking had the notes to say what it was, but he actually described somebody like this guy who was actually gonna fucking be on the white people's side to cause like destruction and shit, and that's who he is, dude.
No, yeah, Malcolm X, he said, beware the white liberal. They act like they're your friend, but they're not.
Yeah,
that's one of the things.
Around those lines,
yeah.
And it's like, dude, he predicted his own fucking coming, and he's over here. That's what didn't read the fucking book. He was just trying to be like a fucking revolutionary.
But he just because he wears those, what do they call those wafers? Or
yeah, they're called club masters.
He thinks he's Malcolm X, dude.
Yeah.
So everyone, if you have HBO Max, boycott Space Jam because that guy's trash, dude.
Yeah, he is.
But
dude.
It wasn't.
He's taking money from China. You know how they're making the shoes over there and shit.
Yeah.
Exploiting children, and people still fucking buy those shoes, dude.
You have the fucking the protests that were going on in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
Where actual human rights are being violated, and this guy's fucking okay with it.
Yeah.
Taking money from him.
Taking money from him. Yeah. I saw a fucking little like painting where they show him, and then they show like a bunch of yen, a stack of yen on the side of him, and he's like covering his lips like with a shh.
But wasn't like a couple years ago? Weren't they saying that Malcolm X was a hoe?
Malcolm X, I don't know.
He was turning dudes out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know.
Yeah, read up on it. Yeah. That he was
damn, that's crazy, dude. Yeah. And it's crazy because in their religion, they're against
Islam,
that shit.
Yeah, they're against that. That's why they had him done. The same nation of Islam had him killed.
Yeah, his own people. Yeah. He was doing a speech and they went up to him and shot him in the stomach.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, read up on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that one out because I could have sworn. Well, what they say that the fucking government did it, but I know that it was his own people. Maybe his own people that got contracted by the fucking government, but it was his own people.
He was a lot more dangerous than Martin Luther King.
Yeah, Martin Luther King was a fucking puppet.
Yeah, this guy
for the CIA to make people be fucking weak and shit. But he celebrated. But those who know the truth know the truth.
This guy had although he was a lot more militant, he had a good message as far as like, picking yourself up and shit like that.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Because that's good,
Yeah, that's very good.
Instead of being a fucking victim, they're teaching the victimization and shit, and it's better to stand up and, fucking, do whatever it is with your life that you want to do. You're the fucking author of your own fucking book,
Exactly, dude. Exactly. You don't like the way the writing's going, you could fucking change it, dude. Yeah. You could always change your life, dude. You don't have to be stuck in that same place, man. It's all, you have to want that change in your life, man.
Yeah.
What could we do to advance, quote unquote, our race relations? How do you think we supersede this problem?
Well, I think from a Mexican viewpoint, I think we're already doing the most because our people stand behind them, like what I was mentioning. When the cop got fucking, he was found guilty. Mexican people were fucking quoting, marching, and they're fucking posting like crazy.
Even white people,
he's going to jail.
Asian people. Now, Hamburg, you have at that square.
Yeah,
you have Asian people,
right
white people protesting for George Floyd, man.
Floyd, yeah.
You're talking about,
and we're like fucking miles and miles away from where that shit happened.
Yeah.
They're being victimized by the blacks, but yet they still find it in their heart to support Floyd. So that shows the kind of people that they are, and the kind of people that we are. We're being fucked up. Our vendors are getting fucked up by them.
Yeah.
It's kind of slowed down a little bit. Thank God there's probably more people out there patrolling, but I think, we are doing the most, and we're doing good because as a race, the Mexican race, like, they're supporting them, dude. Like I saw there was a mural of George Floyd, right? And somebody took a picture of it. And this, mural got fucked up, man. What they did to it, they put N-word lives don't matter in red, and it was George Floyd's face. Right? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's dehumanizing, and that's cool. But I'm not up in arms reposting it. You know what I mean? But there was a Mexican American dude that reposted that shit, right? Oh, fucking cowards and shit. So our people they have their back. For the most part, as a race, we have their back. So we just need to receive that back from them. But I think it goes deeper than that, because with the whole Soros shit, they pay these motherfuckers to do these things, dude. Because there's even footage of when those fools were protesting and rioting and shit and fucking shit up. Somebody was giving them fucking $100 bills and shit. You know what I mean? So what it is they're being bought out because it's mainly young kids that are doing this shit. It's not the old OGs. They know what's up. I think they would trip and check those fools, but it's mainly kids doing it that are getting paid. It's a bigger fucking thing, dude. Like, behind the scenes that's happening. Because, like I said, we're doing our part, dude. We're doing our part. Like I mentioned all the time. Like, look at the fucking what do gangsters listen to? They listen to fucking old rap, oldies, fucking
fire,
funk, all that shit, dude. So they're down with it. They're down with the culture. When Kobe Bryant died, fuck, there are people still wearing the fucking jersey, getting fucking tattoos. So they're all into that. So they're down with them. So I don't think. I mean, us as a race, we are doing our part, dude.
But it's a whole lot better.
It's a whole lot fucking better than when it was in the fucking 80s when we were walking with the homies and they see a black dude like, what the fuck you doing here? They'll kick him out of the fucking the city. You don't see that anymore.
You don't.
You know what I mean? So it's gotten a lot better. It's just, I think, you know what? In a nutshell, it is a lot better. But what you're seeing on the internet and the media, they're making it seem like it's not like that. They're picking one isolated event and turning it into a bigger thing. With as far as there being racism against them. So then they feel like they're the victims and shit. So all it is in the end, it's the fucking media doing that. And then what they were saying too, like, we're getting upset because they're beating up the vendors, but our people are fucking up the vendors. Yeah, and that's true. And that shit gets dealt with too, but luckily, I mean, it's slowed down. But yeah, like as far as race relations, it's gotten a lot better. But the media is what's making it look like it's fucked up, Like what the white people do, they love black culture, dude. They even belittle themselves and call themselves racist. Oh, you're fucking racist because you're white. It's like, dude, you're fucking white too, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's come a long way. It's just the media. People need to stop fucking paying attention to what they're seeing in the media because it is causing division and it's working. It's working. But the ones that are getting like victimized and being seen as the bad people is white people.
Yeah.
And the cops. Those are the people that are being.
But you're talking
right
about
now.
like just white cops or cops in general?
It's not cops in general, dude, because even the black cops, they call them sellouts and shit and Uncle Toms and shit. So it's just, they want to get rid of cops, they want to get rid of guns, and they want there to be tension within the races and shit.
But I mean, like, when they talk about, having a social worker assigned to a police officer for dealing with situations like that. So, if a criminal doesn't want to listen to the police officer, what makes them think that they're going to fucking listen to a social worker?
Fuck no.
What's a social worker going to do to talk them down?
Nah, fuck no. Especially not that. And then too, like, I've heard people say like, oh yeah, there's fools that are like, fuck kid, saying all this shit, on the internet that, about brown lives and vendors, but they ain't out there doing shit. And it's like, you can't go out there and beat the fuck out of fucking black people just to fucking do it. We don't do that shit. You know what I mean? So the best thing we could do is raise money, give money to the vendors, give them fucking pepper sprays, give them ways to protect themselves, talk to them, tell them that they do have rights if they're touched. That's all we can do, because and then if we go out there fucking people up, we're just doing the same fucking thing they're doing. You know what I mean?
Repeating that cycle.
Yeah, like I get upset, but I'm not gonna go over there and fucking do that shit. I mean, if it's my family that gets attacked, that's a different story. Yeah. If it's my people, it upsets me, but not enough to go out there and be fucking people up, because we don't do that shit. Just like there was a video that I saw where there's a Mexican dude, a Chicano, and he's got the camera on himself, selfie mode, and behind him in the back you see a black man in a wheelchair, and he's withdrawing money. And the Mexican's like, look, if I was a fucking piece of shit, I'd go there and rob this fucking black man, but we don't get down like that. We don't do that shit, And it's the truth. We don't do that shit. That's fucked up, you know? So easily we could all be doing that shit. There's more of us than them, but we don't do that shit. What the fuck is that gonna do? Is just to make shit worse,
Is it because, being a Mexican, we're taught to respect our elders, right?
That's what it is. And kids and,
but then
and women.
You have a lot of black Americans that are raised by the grandparents.
Yeah. But you would think that they would respect their grandparents, but they were fucking up the elderly, dude, like killing them and shit. It's all fucked up. But like I said, it's not all of them that are doing it. It's not all of them. A lot of them are cool. You see them, hey, what's up, dog? They'll tell you what's up, and they're cool. It's just those fucking stupid, this new generation of the fucking kids. They want the easy money, and I'm pretty sure somebody's giving them money to be doing this shit. You ain't doing it for free.
You don't fucking do that shit for free unless they're fucking like the Joker and they want to watch it all burn.
How much fucking money can they be taking from these fucking vendors? $100,
not much,
$50 and shit. You know what I mean? Like you're not making mad money off them. Yeah. So it's just to spark up all this fucking tension.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I see all this shit, I don't think like, oh, fucking black people. No, I don't. I know it's just the fucking kids.
Yeah, it's the fucking kids, man. But it's having all this shit, all this media and stuff like that, as far as like the racism, seeing so much of that can make a person that's not racist.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I think that's what's going on.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do. Like for me, if I believed everything the media was saying, I'd fucking hate black people. Fuck them. Let's go fucking do this, get together with people. But no, I think for myself, and I analyze the evidence, and I think, no, let's fucking take a step back and think about it. What other ways can we help? What other ways can we help? Like I said, collect money, give them shit so they can defend themselves. Even the more important one that I've seen that was happening in San Francisco, I believe, is they were organizing people, and they were hiring security guards and shit, or they're just patrolling the streets to protect the street vendors. That's fucking smart. Yeah. Not necessarily saying that you're going to be out there with a gun or with a knife, but if there's people there, they at least stop from doing that. Because what's gonna get you more in trouble if somebody fucking records you. A
segue away from race. Did you catch the news yesterday as far as Caitlyn Jenner running for governor of California?
Oh, what the fuck? No, I didn't see that. That motherfucker's probably gonna win, though.
Yeah.
That fool's gonna win.
I'm running as a Republican.
Fuck, as a Republican?
Yeah.
Fuck, who knows? Maybe not if he's a Republican.
So people who paraded him and told him that he was courageous and all that shit like that, they're gonna turn on him. Watch that turning on him.
Yeah,
but they're gonna be a lot more hateful.
Yeah.
But the people that supported him, as far as him or her.
Oh, that motherfucker's a him. He's a fucking man, dude.
They supported him in his transition and stuff like that. Now they're going to turn on him and they're going to call him what they were thinking in their head.
Yeah. They're going to call him man and shit.
Yeah.
That's true, dude. They're going to flip on him because that means he's not a fucking liberal then.
Yeah,
but that's crazy that the liberals supported him. They support
he supported Trump.
Yeah,
he was a Trump supporter,
but he wasn't saying that shit out in the open, because then they'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck did we do? We like this guy, we embraced him and shit. Yes, queen." And all of a sudden, he's a fucking Republican. That's fucking
I'm a Republican
crazy.
Now.
Did he doesn't fake his voice like
no.
Like a man?
I'm right.
With his fucking gold medals and shit.
Yeah. Here's my gold medals.
He fucking bites one of them. I'm Brian for governor,
dude.
What the fuck? Damn, I don't know, dude. Well, for sure, Republicans are not going to vote for that fool. Yeah. He's a fucking abomination. And the Democrats are not going to vote for him because he's against them. Do you think he stands a chance?
I don't know, man. If they're going to recall Newsom,
Republicans ain't going to vote for that fool.
But have you heard of the log cabin Republicans?
Nah, what is that shit? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, some dude at work told me about them.
Oh shit! Yeah. Is he in that shit? Or he just told you?
Nah, because he knows about he knows about politics and shit like that. And he told me watch research the log cabin Republicans. And I was like, I had to erase it off of my history
because it came up.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, they keep up with all these fucking new fucking terms. It's kind of hard to keep up with that shit,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you think he has a good chance?
I don't think so, because he's running for the party that's opposed to the ones that actually fucking celebrated him.
But they always say that the Republicans are the bigots, right?
Yeah.
So now if he doesn't win, it's because of bigotry, right?
That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna blame it on that shit.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. There's no way to fucking win, dude. It's
like a bizarro world.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier about like how the root of the problem with all this. I know we're all over the fucking place, but this is Ranty Ramos, so that's the way it is, But we're going back to right now to the root of the problem, and it's at home. Whether it be any fucking race, any fucking race, the problem is at home. Mm-hmm. And fucking, I mean, statistically, you'll see, like, if there's only one parent at home, it doesn't really work out, unless the kids are like, I don't know, just their personality is they're lucky that they have that kind of personality where they're driven themselves.
That'd be very hard to have.
That's the only way, dude. And the crazy thing is too, like, you get people that are, for example, there's a kid, he is an immigrant from, his parents are immigrants, right? He was born here. This fool got accepted to all kinds of fucking colleges, and I think he's gonna go to fucking Harvard, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, first generation.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
We're fucking first generation, but I didn't like fucking school, but for something like that, Yeah, see what it is, man. I think if you step back and you see the struggle that your parents go through and all that, and if you really sympathize with it and it really hits you, it actually drives you. You know, because they would tell us, oh, we came from Mexico, and for you guys to come up and shit, you need to do this, and we're fuck it, in one year out the other. But if you really, just like I kind of. That kind of relates to when you see a vegan, a true vegan who doesn't eat meat, doesn't fucking wear leather. They sympathize with the animals, and that's something that I can't do. I can on if I see one that's fucked up or it's getting hurt, I feel and I'll care for it. But as far as beyond that, where the animals that are used as our meat, I don't sympathize with, unfortunately, and it's fucked up because. I have the heart to where I could, but my mind is so fucked up and just so it's made it so regular that meat is okay.
And it's delicious.
And it's delicious, right? And it is, right? But with my mind, I should be able to, if I was really get into it, I think I would be able to push away because I do care that much about animals. Right. And I've seen the videos, but I'm so fucking desensitized that they don't affect me, And I think these kids, they're able to see their parents struggle, and it did affect them, and they see, fuck, look, they came, they crossed fucking, they were in the desert, and they did all this for me, and I want to do it. There's a podcast that, their motto is my parents didn't come and cross the border, for me to just do this, to not do anything, for nothing. And that's a good fucking thing to have in your mind,
It's the fucking truth, man. It's a big endeavor, dude. Yeah. I don't know. Have you ever asked my mom when how it was when she crossed over?
A little bit, yeah. I remember she said they came in the cerro, right? In the cerro, yeah. But not too much. I think I was younger, so I don't really remember. But she said, yeah, it was in the cerro. That was back in the 80s. It was still fucking hard. Now it's a lot harder, but it was hard, man. Because he said that it was for a couple of days, right?
Yeah. I mean, now, you risk fucking either getting captured by the cartels or getting fucking, just your money taken by the fucking coyotes and shit. Or them fucking, giving you to the cartels. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's fucked up. And then,
Yeah, right, nowadays it's not even worth the fucking risk.
It's not, man. I don't know, man. I mean, it's so fucking. In order to survive here or to make it in the United States, you have to be driven, man. Yeah. You just can't come in and think everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be given to you.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. But going back to, okay, we had both parents, right? But obviously we didn't have a good father figure. But how do you think we ended up making it? I mean, I still think we can do better, but I'm just saying that, we're not criminals. We're hardworking. We have families and shit, right? I guess it was just within us not to take that easy excuse that, my stepdad uses drugs. My stepdad fucking gets DUIs. He beats my mom and shit. I don't know. I never think in my head, fuck, I'm not going to be like that. I just know not to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like what you're saying where my father, what you say?
Well, he was my greatest teacher. He didn't teach me anything.
Yeah. So realistically, he did teach us how not to be.
Exactly, yeah.
But that was up to us to determine what that was. Yeah. What isn't right. Yeah. Because we saw a father doing that, using drugs and beating the shit out of his wife and fucking staying out and beating the fuck out of us. But deep down inside, we knew that was not right. And I don't even feel the need to repeat that cycle. I've never ever thought about hitting my wife ever in my life. Or fucking staying out at nighttime or driving drunk. None of that shit, dude. It's just, I don't know. I guess we were just lucky that we were strong-minded, you know?
I don't think we were ever like that though, dude. We went to parties and stuff like that, but we came home, man. I mean, there was always a home to come to. I mean, it was fucked up and shit like that. The environment was fucked up, but I mean, having that example at home and again, having that strong work ethic from my mom, because I mean, selling fucking food outside of work, selling food at work, fucking working 6 days a week and shit like that. We saw that hard work. Yeah, man,
tailoring clothes.
I mean, we didn't have money, but we had those fucking, like they said, those fresh kicks, dude.
Yeah.
We had, I mean, we didn't, thank God we didn't go hungry and shit like that, because again, my mom was always there fucking grinding and, Leonard would help out every once in a while with the cash advance, and that's how we would get clothes and shit. But and also we had great examples outside of the home as well. We saw a lot of things. We saw people make wrong choices and look where they're at. Me and myself too. I mean, and that's still, I think, something. It's still a decision that we have.
Yeah, but I think for us, if you think about it, it's really like it's rare for us to make a choice so different from what we were surrounded with.
Yeah.
Most people put in our situation where you're surrounded by gangs, violence, fucking broken home and shit. You're gonna be a product of all that shit, but we're not. We chose luckily both of us didn't take that path. So that, I think for us, it's just, we just got lucky, dude, that we think like that. But let's say, had we been weak-minded, we would have done the same shit.
Yeah, we would have been,
And then we'd say, oh, it's a fucking white man, or oh, it's fucking because of this.
It's because of my dad. No,
my dad, he uses fucking drugs, so I'm fucking using them too. Like, I could have easily used that fucking excuse.
Yeah.
Well, you use fucking drugs, but no, I know what the fuck it does to you.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think, even now, like, now that I'm older, I mean, I understand that every decision I make is going to affect people, right? My decisions that I make is going to affect my girlfriend, my kids. Yeah. It's going to affect my mom. It might affect you, depending on what I choose to do. But I mean, every decision that I make, I take those factors in.
So you can't be selfish.
I can't,
because if you make selfish decisions, then you don't give a fuck what's going to happen.
Because even, I would say years ago when I was feeling very depressed, I even thought myself, even if I kill myself, I'd let people down.
Yeah.
I take care of my mom. So I thought to myself, if I do this, what happens to her? What happens to my brother? I mean, he's used to having me. What happens to my niece and shit like that? So that's what, constantly having people in mind when I make a decision.
Yeah. I think, but that works, but I think that's individually. That's not something that you can be taught.
Yeah. It depends on the person.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got lucky.
Like, you can't be taught to be fucking empathetic and shit.
Yeah, you can't. So how do you think there could be a change in the home? Like, even if it's just like of course, having not just because you have both parents means that it's going to be positive.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's even deeper than that, man. Like, I think it's got to be taught in schools.
It has to be taught in schools. Yeah, it has to be taught in schools, because I mean, like, home economics isn't taught in school anymore. Yeah. So I mean, you have to,
your finances.
Finances. Remember fucking Mr. Torres Rangel?
Yeah.
He take us to the dealership and teach us how to fucking buy a car.
Oh, yeah, you're right, dude. Yeah. See, all that shit's long gone, dude. Man. All the shit they teach you, you're never gonna fucking use, really. Mm-hmm. You're never gonna use, but they don't really teach you anything about life and purchasing and finances and fucking, how to make a fucking, resume. None of that shit. They don't teach you none of that shit.
I think, like, as far as like, like morally, I think, they know that, usually your morals, you get them from your parents, so they can't teach that at school, stuff like that. Just like they don't teach about God and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
you're right. Especially now, they don't want to teach God. They want to bury God.
It's the parents' responsibility to teach your kids good morals, man. Now, if you're out there fucking beating the shit out of other people with your kids, what the fuck are you teaching them?
Yeah.
If you're smoking weed with your kids or drinking, what the fuck are you teaching them? What do you think they're gonna do with their kids?
Yeah, the same shit, dude.
So, I mean, if you get into knock out, drag out fights with your wife in front of your kids, if you're yelling at your wife in front of your kids, if you're treating your wife like shit in front of your kids, where are they gonna take? If you're an asshole with your kids, and later on when they're kids, it's time for them to choose a mate, a wife or a husband, they're gonna pick your fucked up qualities.
Someone like that,
right?
Yeah.
So,
see, but that is right there. You just described what the fuck we grew up with, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we just got lucky and we didn't choose that. But that is one of the things that needs to be taught, with the parents too,
Yeah.
But fuck, what if your house is fucked up like that? Then school's not going to teach that anymore.
No,
fucking the internet's not going to teach that anymore.
No, it comes down to the person, right? Some people are strong-willed, some people are not.
That's what it is, dude. That's what it is.
That's fucked up. And I think all the people that choose to do wrong, they don't have strong will, dude.
Yeah.
Because
that's easy to fucking do.
But you can't teach people that.
You can't teach.
You can't. Some people. I think some people are just born like that, dude.
Yeah.
I
wonder what the fuck it's gonna take. I mean, the way things are going, I Sometimes I'm optimistic, but I'm more of a realist. So I know shit's not gonna change. It's gonna be the same shit, dude. And it's only gonna get worse with this whole fucking race thing. So eventually, cops are just gonna fucking go on strike.
Yeah.
And the fucking streets are gonna be crazy. You're gonna have to walk around with a fucking gun if you want to go somewhere. It's gonna get like that, dude. I say 5-6 years, it's gonna get like that.
I think in the next 50 years, we're gonna feel the impact of we're gonna feel the impact of social justice on all our personal lives. I think, like they're saying, a lot of people are not reproducing anymore.
Oh yeah, they're not.
You know, you're talking about people who are young with low T and shit like that. So I think what they're trying to do, or what they're gonna do, is they're gonna try to breed all that fucking aggressiveness. They're gonna be taught that being male and being aggressive is a bad thing, right? So we're gonna have a huge lull in as far as the population and stuff like that. So there's not gonna be any more innovation. There's not gonna be any more. There might not be any more wars and shit like that. But there's patterns in society where everybody becomes more docile. The males are a lot more smaller and shit like that. So I think
and that's what they want. It's population control. Yeah. They're just like with this whole fucking COVID and the shot. Yeah. They want to kill people. Yeah. So it all in the end it leads to population control. Because if there's fights amongst people and races, what's gonna happen? More death. Yeah. More death. You lower the population. If there's people not reproducing, they're more into playing video games and playing fucking Yu-Gi-Oh and card games and shit, right? They're not reproducing, and no testosterone. They're not driven to do anything. So in the end, like in 50 years, you're gonna see that a decline in the population is gonna go down.
Yeah, and our facial features are gonna change because we've become more rounder. Yeah, as we've evolved and shit like that. Because you go back and you look at like fucking caveman fucking bone structure and shit like that, you see that their bones are a lot more dense, and then they're a lot more square than we are now. Yeah. Because, again, life was a lot harder back in the day, right? When you were a fucking caveman, you had to actually fucking put some work. And now that, it's a lot easier for us, our facial features we're a lot more rounded, right? We might be a lot more taller, but fucking our bone density isn't as it was like it was,
that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Some homeboy that I used to work with, shout out Javier. He told me, "Hey, dude, he's the way you look, dude. He's you look like you're like in the wrong century. Like he's if you were somewhere else, he's like you'd be a fucking god. Like you'd be fucking like a gladiator and shit, fighting and shit. Yeah, maybe man. But I'm able to control that part of my mind, because the way that my skull is built up and the way I look and shit, I'm supposed to be a fucking criminal, or a killer. But I suppress all that shit. As I'm able to. I know what the wrong and right is. So. I don't know if everyone's ever thought about, doing something to people, but you do when you're pissed off. Yeah. But the thing is, you can control that shit. Yeah. But, dude. So it was a cool segment. This is one of the ones that I call extra, like with the news and shit, and we also throw in some of our thoughts and shit, Some people might not agree with them. Some people might. Yeah. Or just take it as, so you could learn something and shit. And we pretty much just said what we saw on the news and what we think about it. A lot of these fucking stories, you're going to see them and you're going to find them. Just look them up. It's not shit that we're making up. Because I know some people just connect themselves and they don't pay attention, but this way we bring you the news. If you haven't heard of certain things, you more like an informative fucking, podcast episode and shit.
You don't have to agree with the opinions that are said, but I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just at least listen.
Yeah, listen and go out there, research, educate yourself.
Yeah, because people like you mentioned before, the news is easy because the news is brought to you.
It's just there. You can listen to it, right?
But if you do your research, it requires more. Yeah. You actually have to dig in and shit. Pretty much coming to a close, dude. Any last words?
I don't know, man. I hope everything gets better. I hope I know it's not, but I mean, everyone judge everyone as an individual, right? Rather than their race. I mean, like Martin Luther King, judge people by the content of their character, rather, the color of their skin. And I think we're all gonna get along that way.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. Peace.